Sounds like you've got another potential application for Seeker. Delivering groceries? That sounds pretty doable. You already know how to program the robot to navigate. While we wait for the call from Lee Chen and the specifics of what Farm Fresh would like to do with Seeker, let's go over some other types of movement. Specifically, we'll need to work on programming Seeker to pick up and put down bags of groceries. We can do this by programming the robot's arms to move up and down. Seeker's arms and head are driven by standard servo motors. These are different from the DC motors that drive its wheels. Standard servo motors only rotate 180 degrees instead of all the way around in a full circle. They have less range of motion than the bigger DC motors that drive Seeker. However, the advantage of servo motors is that we can easily program them to turn to a specific position within that 180-degree range. Take a look at the robot's controller. There are 4 servo ports located in the bottom corner of the controller. They are labeled 1 through 4. Ports 1 and 2 are on your left, while ports 3 and 4 are on your right. When connecting a servo to a port, always make sure the black wire from the servo motor goes toward the notch in the port. Currently, you should have 3 servos connected. Servo port 1 should control Seeker's head. Servo port 2, which is below port 1, should control Seeker's right arm. Servo port 3 should not have a servo connected to it. Servo port 4 should control Seeker's left arm. Let's start a new program in the programming area to demonstrate how we can control Seeker's movement. As always, drag in a Program Start block from the Control category. Next, click the Servos category and look at the different blocks. With these blocks, we can control the speed that a servo moves and the position that a servo moves to. Drag in a Servo Set Speed block and connect it below the Program Start block. Servo speeds are often set at the beginning of a program. However, they can be changed at any point within the program. The first parameter on this block is the servo that we want to control. We can select any servo or all 4 servos. For now, select 1, 2, 3, 4 from the drop-down menu to designate all servos. The servo speed is a percentage of its maximum speed. Let's set the speed to 75%. This block now causes Seeker's arms and head to rotate at 75% speed. But what if we want Seeker's head to rotate at a different speed than its arms? For example, when Seeker is delivering groceries, the arms can move faster to pick up the grocery bags, but its head needs to move slower to look where it's going. Because we need different speeds for Seeker's head and arms, we have to take a different approach. We could either use 3 servo set speed blocks to set each individual speed, or we could use a single block from the servos category, which is the servo set speeds block. Drag one in and connect it to the program. With this block, we can set the individual speeds of the servos. Let's set Seeker's head, which is servo 1, to rotate at 50%. Servo 2 is the right arm, and let's set it to 75%. Servo 3 is not used, so we can set the speed to 0. Servo 4 is the left arm. Let's set that to 75 as well to match Seeker's right arm. Now we can right-click or alt-click if you're on a Chromebook, the first servo set speed block. We don't need this block, so choose Delete 2 blocks from the pop-up menu. Click on the Servos category again. Look at the 2 blocks for setting the position of 1 or more servos. What do you think is the difference between these 2 blocks? When would you use one over the other? Record your answer to these questions in the Unit 2 Activity 2 section of your Innovation Notebook.